While displays of bipartisanship are few and far between these days, earlier this week, both parties came together to pass the annual defense policy bill. And that bill also included historic reforms to how the military investigates and prosecutes sexual assault and harassment cases under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. The same military code now makes sexual harassment a crime. Joining us now is one of the people who's been driving forces in making sure these kinds of incidents no longer go unreported, and that is the sister of slain soldier Vanessa Guillen, Mayra Guillen, and her attorney Natalie Kawam. Thank you both for being here with us.
Thank you.
Mayra, let's begin with you. The day the bill passed, you tweeted something very poignant. You said, "These tears are of both joy and sadness combined. This long-awaited time, Vanessa, our family, love goes beyond, above and beyond, rather. I hope you're proud." First of all, Mayra, how are you and your family doing? And did you all feel proud of yourselves for the change that you've championed for so long?
You know, this has been a very hard time for us, these almost 2 years. You know, fighting for justice and fighting for what's right has been very exhausting, very, you know, there's a trauma to all of this, but thank God that we're here today.
And what was the most gratifying part of that day for you, Mayra?
You know, seeing the way that my sister is being honored is something that you don't get to see every day, you know? There's many cases that happen every day, and she's being honored in the best way possible for her service and for what she had to endure to make sure that other victims don't suffer what she did.
And Natalie, let me turn it to you. One of the biggest changes in the bill is the removal of the commander of a military command from decisions related to the prosecution of these types of crimes. The Army report from earlier this year found that Vanessa had been harassed by her supervisor, who, to be clear, is not the same soldier who murdered her. But how big of a change is this systemically for the military? And do you think this move could potentially save people like Vanessa's lives in the future?
Yeah, I absolutely do believe that a lot of lives will be saved after this because they now have protections they never had before. They now have an outlet to be able to report misconduct. Before, they never had that. They had to go through the chain of command through somebody that probably wouldn't believe them. Commanders are there to fight a war and teach our soldiers how to win a war. They're not there to be the judge and jury of whether sexual harassment or sexual assault existed. That's an unfair situation for both the victim and the person who has to make that decision without the training that they need. And I'm proud of this monumental change, this change in legislation, which people have tried to do this for decades, and we got it done, and I'm so proud.
It is a monumental change. And Mayra, the bill still has to pass through the Senate. Have you been working with those senators to make sure that those hurdles are overcome to make it a bipartisan effort?
Yes, you know, we've visited several number of offices throughout the last 2 to 3 months. Natalie and myself, you know, this is something very personal. And I feel like our voices must be heard in order to make these changes possible. And you know, it's very important to make sure to point out that, you know, Senator Gillibrand was a major advocate in this as a senator herself. And Senator Hirono has always been supporting us since day one, even with the I Am Vanessa Guillen Act that started off with last year, trying to figure out when the vote will happen and hopefully be there in person to see this history being done.
And so, Natalie, I know you're also pursuing not just the legislative angle, but also multiple ongoing criminal and civil cases in the murder of Vanessa. Where do things stand on those cases?
So in the prosecution of Cecily Aguilar, January 20th, we're resuming trial, and she has filed a motion to dismiss the case against her. You know, we believe it's frivolous, and we hope that the court sees the same. But we'll be there to, you know, make sure that justice is served. You know, with this accomplishment, with this legislation, it's not just monumental and epic. It's literally like the most incredible change in our military. And it's provided a legacy for Vanessa. And it's provided protections for all our soldiers. And that's where justice for Vanessa has been achieved. However, we still have the looming criminal case pending. And so we'll deal with that as it comes, but we believe that the court will see right through this and make sure that this never happens again.
And so, Mayra, to wrap up, what's next for you and your family and your mission to make sure that Vanessa's memory continues on?
Well, you know, we will certainly keep working until the goal that we had is reached 100%. Next year, we do plan to keep advocating and make sure that these changes are done as we wished in the beginning. Hopefully it happens. And, you know, my family's day by day trying to have a normal life again after these traumatic past year and a half. So, you know, we're slowly but surely trying to, you know, be the family that we were before. And even though we have a great absence among us, you know, I know that she's very proud to see what we were capable of doing in her honor.
It's a powerful legacy made through no small part of both of yours, Mayra Guillen and Natalie Kawam. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All the best.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.